Hey everyone, Deadpine here. It's here, patch 14, coming with a new wipe, and Hardcore Season 7 is coming underway very shortly here. I cannot wait. We're going to dive right in. We're going to briefly go over some of what we know about the patch and the patch notes, and we're also then going to go over the rules. They're very straightforward this wipe, but with really, really big goals. That's the theme of this wipe. So yeah, really looking forward to it. We'll see you in there. All right, so using the EFT ammo page, this is what we know about it already. Now, by the time this video comes out, there might be official patch notes. I'll try to link those down below if that's the case. But I just wanted to give the basics of what we know about this patch coming up here. So, shout out to EFT ammo page. If you don't use them for their ammo graphs and they have a created gun build, really powerful website. Like I said, I'll definitely leave this link down below, and then the official patch notes, because this is coming out the day of the wipe. So they may have the patch notes out by then for us. They've been a little bit quiet with them lately, but I guess they've always released in the morning. So anyway, let's get into it. So new map, Ground Zero. Really cool. It's going to be a starter zone between level and 15 is when you can not go there anymore. So I really hope they make it 15 so you can get in there without worrying about people buying a bunch of meta gear off of the flea market, coming in and being able to own everybody. You can only deal with level 1 trader stuff, level 2, I guess, in some cases, but you can only use low-end gear. It's just to get you, acclimated to the game, be able to control around, and you're always going to be able to scab there. So I like the idea of that. It's a cool concept. Hopefully it plays really well. We'll definitely go there at the start of our run, but we'll quickly outclass that, I'm sure. Then they have some new Streets editions. Shoreline map expansion. We're guessing it's going to be the area over by the landmines where the old RUAF extract used to be, aka terminal. But we could see something different. We don't know. They just say they have something planned there. So these are the two big fundamental changes here, though. We got vaulting and armor hit registration overhaul. So vaulting is going to be just key for a lot of movements for a lot of folks. Being able to get in and out of windows quickly, jumping over bars. Like, it's just going to really expand how quickly you can move around and help those who are not as jumpy or rabbit hoppy as some of the streamers you may have seen are. Armor hit registration, this is a big one. This is a massive one. The slick is going to be okay. It's not going to be like the best thing ever at keeping you alive, because all of your sides are going to be exposed. All that nice soft flesh. That's weird. I'm sorry. I regret saying that, but we're kind of one-take wonders here. So, but all that stuff is exposed. So with the advanced hitboxes there, this is the place where I could see us having to change our rules depending on how the plate system works. I don't know how that's going to work. Are we going to be able to repair them individually? Or are we expected to buy them from level 1 dealers? Are we not? Are we expected to unlock a service? I don't know. So this to me is why I want to have this caveat now of the rules we're about to go over may change. So just based off of this one. Recoil changes. I'm not sure if this is coming in the initial wipe or if they are planning on adding that after, or if it's still in the beta testing phases. But their idea is to make the recoil more like PUBG, where it's like realistic, playable, but predictable. So you can kind of have a pattern and know how to drag down, but it's not so it's a skill it's more of a skill, less of a just kind of hope your 3 bullets hit, and if they don't, eventually get the laser, So anyway, but that's really about it. We got a lot of cool stuff. You're going to be able to connect arena to your account, all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that for this upcoming wipe or not. We do need to grind a lot of rubles. We'll go over that when we go to our goals, or go over our goals at the end of the video. But we may need a lot of rubles, so maybe arena grinding in the morning with a connected account just to gain some rubles would be cool, because that's all we'd ever gain is rubles. We don't get any gear or anything like that from it. So, but yeah, that's the patch as we know it, as as of right now. And like I said, I'll leave the links to the official patch notes down below. Brace your eyes. This is a little bright. I'm sorry. I'm a Word document user. What do you want from me? So, patch 0.14, season 7. I'm kind of trying to get these seasons based off of the patch number, not the actual season number, because once we started getting into like the 10 plus seasons, it gets a little confusing sometimes. So this is for patch 14. All the episodes will be on Deadpine FPS for my solo playthrough, that's what this will be. So, first rule, classic rule, delete your starting inventory. I have the additional rule. Yes, that includes your container. You delete your alpha container. So we're playing on a standard account. I guess I should have put standard account in here as well, but it's kind of implied. So standard account, delete all your starters. My container rules have changed ever so slightly. So items can be placed in your pouch from your hideout once you get one, with the exception of we're going to use the pestle rule of unidentified keys. This is going to loop into that what my goals for this wipe thing. So we have some pretty ambitious goals. So I want to be able to get keys for quests so we can not avoid progression and focus on the really hard things to progress with. So yeah, so we're gonna try out the pestle key rule in addition to not starting with a container. We'll see how it goes. No insurance, no scav, no flea market. Very straightforward. Those are classic. These are like this right here is the pillar of hardcore. I think if you're playing with all 6 of these rules in any kind of capacity, I think you're playing hardcore. Personally, that's how I see it. These are just like what make hardcore tick. What makes hardcore feel more like a survival and less like rubles in, rubles out, normal Tarkov gameplay where you're just trying to make money. So, okay, so we have no purchasing from dealers. These are the exceptions. Specialty items. Now we might get new ones. We never know. But anything to do with questing, Wi-Fi cameras, multi-tools, markers, compass, jampers, all that kind of stuff. I put not containers, but specifically the scav junk box here because it's miserable to play without this. Trust me, I've seen it. I've tried it. It's miserable when you don't have scav junk boxes. You just leave so much on the table. And it takes so much longer. It's not worth it. But I also didn't want to be able to buy eye cases later on because I do think those are kind of a crutch. I want to really, really, really work on expanding to Stash 4, getting the weapon rack up to max level, all that kind of stuff. So only scav junk boxes, which means no dog tag case. We have to barter for it. Oh, well. The ammo boxes have to be bartered for instead of bought when we're done. I think it's Shooter Born in Heaven. That's not going to happen anytime soon. We'll get we'll get as many as we need prior to that. Mag boxes crafted, no problem, etc., etc. You always have to barter for the other ones anyway. So yeah, I guess med boxes, but like by the time we get the ability to purchase med boxes, we're gonna have bartered for enough anyway, or get them from tasks. So not a big deal. Yellow flares, we added these. I don't know if I spelled flare right there. I don't spell. That's okay. But yellow flares, because you need it for certain tasks. They're only used for tasks. There is a task to use green flares to get out on Klimov. That's okay. That one's we can grind for. You find green flares a lot more frequently than yellow flares. And then it's just like annoying not finishing the kill the scavs in Pinewood and fire off a yellow flare, and you die with a yellow flare because you can't put it in your container. And it's just like, I got to go find a yellow flare just to finish this task when it's like 1,100 rubles or something like that from Prapper. So quest-based stuff. So currency's back on the menu because we're getting rid of that scav rule that we never ended up using. And like I said, those big goals, those big ambitious goals for the end of the wipe here. Barters are allowed, as always. Items that cannot be sold to any dealer may be sold in the fleet. I just have this as a catch-all rule because we had the one wipe where I found a violet keycard. They were bugged out. None of the dealers were buying the violet keycard, and I wanted my money. So yeah, no outside help. This is less to do with like playing duos. I plan on playing this solo for this particular run. There might be a duo hardcore coming up on the live section, so make sure you're subbed to the channel to see that. That's going to be a lot of fun doing a duo hardcore. But that's going to be a live stream event, not an episodic event. Anyway, this is more that I can't get like Twitch drops, the Christmas gifts, the gifts from Prapper at the start. If it's not found in raid, you can't keep it. Basically, that's my rule. If a dealer gives it to you and it's found in raid, you can keep it. If it's not found in raid, delete it. That's how it goes. That's it. Those are the rules. I don't think I missed anything, and if I did, well, I'll take this video down and make a new one. That's okay. But yeah, keeping it super simple. Now, the big deal here, and I didn't write these down for some reason. Yeah, I didn't write these down for some reason. These are the classic rules from last wipe. This is all going to be on Deadpine FPS, so make sure you're subbed to this channel. Follow the Twitch channel. We're going to be streaming this a ton, and you can watch the VODs there, I guess, but they're a little clunky. But the big goals, I am going for Kappa. That is going to be a thing we do, which is why I need that key rule. I think. We're not stopping at Max Dealers. We're not stopping at Max Dealers and Max Hideout. We're going for Kappa. I don't know if we're going to get there. I genuinely don't. We're going to, take the temperature at the time as we start getting towards the end of the wipe. But that's going to be my goal. That's going to be my goal. I do want to also get Max Hideout. I do want to get Max Hideout as well. So level 4 stash is 200,000 rubles or euros, excuse me. 200,000 rubles is easy. 200,000 euros, that's absurd, right? You're talking millions of rubles, which you have to farm and no flea market to get a big bump. So I'm looking forward to that. Max stashed out. This past season 6, we got almost there. We were short stash 4, intel 3, range 3, weapon rack 3, and the solar panels. We were only short 5 things this past wipe. So we did do a lot in that department, but they were all really difficult things. And we didn't have that currency rule for a while. So yeah, it was tough. But yeah, that's the goal. That's why we have the rules the way we have them this wipe. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm trying not to ramble too much in this. I tend to do that. But yeah, just seriously, make sure you're subbed to the channel. I'm super excited for it. Check out down below for all the links for the patch notes and whatnot. I'll try to keep those updated. I'm not going to be streaming the day of the wipe. If it is the 26th, I will be streaming the 27th. 7 a.m., 8 a.m., even 6 a.m. Depends on how excited I am. I'm genuinely get stoked for this wipe, so I might get up early and start early. And then the first episode on YouTube will be out the 28th, I believe. I think I'm just going to let that 24-hour period go. I might drop at the 27th, but I kind of want to keep that schedule going of 6 a.m. So make sure you're subbed and followed all up. I hope you're as excited for this patch as I am. It's going to be a really, really epic time. I think we can get to Kappa. I think we can. The gunsmith parts are going to be... I'm also going to link a link to my gunsmith weapon sheet, my checkoff list that I made for this. It's not a complete list, but it's just to keep us in track for the gunsmiths, because that's going to be the hardest part, I think, is the gunsmiths. Maybe not the exact hardest part, but I think it's one that could hold us up the most. So I'll link that down below as well. But yeah, I really hope you're as excited as I am, and we'll see you for that first episode.